This right here is the forgotten one-ton, the Eaton HO72. This thing is an absolute beast. It's made from like 1947 to 70 or 71 in the Chevy trucks, 3/4 ton and 1 ton. Well, the 3/4 tons had the HO52, and I'll show you the difference here in just a minute. But this thing is a stout axle, and it's often overlooked because it's so old. Everybody's looking for a 14 bolt or a Sterling, but if you stumble across one of these, you might want to pick it up. Now, while you can't get a lot of aftermarket support for them, such as ring and pinions, stuff like that, they came factory with some very desirable gear ratios. A lot of them had 411s, like typical 1 ton, but there's a lot that had 456s, and that's what this has. And you could even get them with 514s, and it wasn't that uncommon. There are rumors and some folklore on the forums about an elusive 589 and even a 614. One person on the forum said that he had a 589 in his hands, and then they say that the 614s were in the literature from like Chevy manuals and whatnot. So they might be out there, but you could definitely find the 456s and the 514s. I'm running one of these in the back of my Jeep, and one cool thing about it, you can swap in a lot of 14 bolt parts. So the axle shafts on this thing are massive, but they're kind of weird. They're 17 spline. Now, from what I've read is people have beat the tar out of these, even on the factory 17 spline, the coarse spline axle shafts, and not broken them. And then the times that they did break, they were like rock bouncing on 43s. So again, super stout. The one that's under my Jeep, I actually swapped in the 14 bolt axle shafts, and how you can do that is by either replacing the spider gears with 14 bolt spider gears, or replacing them with like a mini spool, which is what I did. The 14 bolt Detroit locker fits in here, so you could get a 14 bolt Detroit and then use 14 bolt axle shafts, and there you go, you got a common axle shaft. The axle shaft does need to be trimmed by, I don't know, like an 1/8 or 1/4 inch to clear that center pin, but that's super easy to do. I did it with a cutoff wheel. You can put 14 bolt disc brake conversion kits on this Eaton HO72 to get rid of these big old drum brakes, and that's what I did. I think I used Barnes Off-Road and got their 14 bolt disc brake kits, and then that uses Chevy Dana 44 front rotors, and then you can get some Cadillac calipers with the emergency brake built in. One huge advantage of the Eaton HO72 versus like getting a 14 bolt, like if you're thinking, man, you're putting all these 14 bolt parts in it, why wouldn't you just run a 14 bolt? Well, this has almost 2 inches better ground clearance, and it's about 50 pounds lighter, I believe. With it being lighter and more ground clearance, not having to do that shave kit like a lot of people do on the 14 bolts, that's pretty rad. Another thing that I recently discovered about these is they have a different type of bearing than the 14 bolts and more modern axles. So they have a hemispherical cone style bearing that's like orbital machined, and what that does is basically when the carrier or the pinion or whatever is under load, and if there is some amount of deflection, which can happen even on a big axle, there's no point loading on the bearings at any point. The ones with the more modern bearings, they can point load on the edge of those rollers and cause premature failure, where there's a constant contact patch no matter what the deflection. So that's pretty cool. It also has a load bolt behind the ring gear, which prevents deflection under high loads, which is pretty awesome. You don't get that with the 14 bolt or any other 1 ton. This thing's got a dropout third member, kind of like a 9-inch, it's just a lot bigger. So that's also pretty cool too. What I want to do with this guy, the reason why I picked up another one, is I want to build an Eaton HO72 Dana 60 hybrid front. I'll use this center section with Dana 60 outers, like the inner C's, knuckles, that kind of stuff, and build a front axle out of this bad boy. And then I will have matching Eaton front and rear axles And if I can find another one with the 456s, then I can just carry one pumpkin and it would be, I'd be able to swap it out for both ends. And it just looks cool. It's got this really unique look to it that people are gonna look under the rig and be like, what the heck is that? Is it the best way to do a front axle? Maybe not. Is it the easiest way? Absolutely not. But will it be cool? It's absolutely gonna be cool. If you're looking on Marketplace, looking on Craigslist, and you see an old axle that's 47 to 71, 70, somewhere in there, you might want to check it out. It might have the gears that you need, and they're cool. The Eaton HO72. All right, wheel it, wreck it, wrench it, repeat. We'll see you next time.